In the 1800s, the Appalachian Mountains thundered with a clash of picks and drills, as miners cut into ancient rock, chasing gold and gemstones. Yet long before men swung their tools, water had already carved passages through stone, forming cavern systems that stretched for miles underground. Some fueled America's mining boom before being abandoned when the ore was gone. At Emerald Village in North Carolina, century-old tunnels revealed chambers once filled with mica that powered industry across the nation. And Hickory Nut Falls, plunging 400 feet, has drawn travelers for generations, its waters shaping rock as they have for millions of years. Join us on a journey through the Appalachian Mountains. Places so extraordinary, you'll wonder why no one ever told you about them before. Seneca Rocks, located in Monongahela National Forest, is one of the best-known landmarks in West Virginia and have long been noted as a scenic attraction and are popular with rock climbers. The rocks are a magnificent formation rising nearly 900 feet above the North Fork River. The dramatic cliffs, known today as Seneca Rocks, came from land that 450 million years ago was a barrier island with a climate akin to that of the Bahamas. The iconic Tuscarora sandstone, which makes up much of the rock face, consists of sand from that ancient ocean floor. This is evident in the deposits of sandstone and dark shale on and around the rock face. Today, all can explore Seneca Rocks because it is public land that sits within the Spruce Knob, Seneca Rocks National Recreation Area. Seneca Rocks sits within what is known today as the Germany Valley. The name Germany Valley is derived from an influx of German settlers who arrived in 1761, enticed by healthy soil and inexpensive land. Rising in sharp, jagged relief against the horizon, Seneca Rocks commands the landscape with its pale stone glowing softly beneath the sun. Its sharp ridgeline runs for about half a mile and narrows dramatically toward the summit, forming two distinct peaks separated by a deep cleft. Its weathered surface and proud stance have made it a symbol of endurance amid North Carolina's mountain wilderness. This striking formation, known as Chimney Rock, has for generations marked the passage of time, history, and human wonder in the heart of the Blue Ridge. Chimney Rock is a monolith rising 225 feet from the surrounding mountainside. The American Indians of the region used it as a landmark for many years, and it is believed that explorer Hernando de Soto passed through the gorge and became the first European to view the monolith in 1539. Locals claim that Chimney Rock also served as a marker on an underground railroad line through the area before the Civil War. Chimney Rock at Chimney Rock State Park represents the best of the North Carolina mountains in one place. Surrounded by the towering cliffs of Hickory Nut Gorge, the park offers some of the most amazing views found anywhere. Along with the chimney, the park's other star attraction is Hickory Nut Falls, which plunges down a sheer cliff face for 404 feet. It is one of the tallest waterfalls east of the Mississippi River and was featured in the blockbuster movie The Last of the Mohicans. The formation stands prominently above the forest canopy, its narrow summit offering a striking contrast to the rounded ridges around it. Nestled into the Blue Ridge Mountains, Lake James is a 6,510-acre lake in western North Carolina with 150 shoreline miles. Duke Power constructed 3 dams between 1916 and 1923 to create the lake: Catawba, Linville, and Paddy Creek. Lake James is the first in the Catawba River chain of lakes with an elevation of 1,200 feet above sea level. Although built by Duke Power to provide hydroelectric power to the surrounding region, Lake James has become one of the area's premier recreation destinations. The lake stretches in long, irregular arms that wind between forested hills and low ridges, giving it a natural, unconfined shape. In autumn, the surrounding hills turn gold, crimson, and amber, and the colors mirror perfectly on the still surface. Tucked deep within the folds of western North Carolina, where mountain ridges give way to green valleys and cliffs of pale granite, a quiet expanse of water reflects the sky. This serene body of water, framed by forested slopes and the gentle curve of the gorge, seems as natural as the peaks that rise above it. One of the most beautiful man-made lakes in the country, Lake Lure is nestled in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina and surrounded by his namesake town. Located about 27 miles from Asheville, Lake Lure sits in the Hickory Nut Gorge, surrounded by lush mountaintops and sheer granite cliffs. Lake Lure was incorporated in 1927 and acquired the lake, after which it is named in 1965. The lake is shaped irregularly, with several wide bays, narrow inlets, and small peninsulas that reach into the water. The surrounding hills rise steeply, covered in pine, oak, and poplar trees that form a continuous green line above the lake. Linville Falls is a waterfall located in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina in the United States. The falls move in several distinct steps, beginning in a twin set of upper falls, moving down a small gorge, and culminating in a high-volume 45-foot drop. It is named for the Linville River, which goes over the falls. Linville Falls is probably the most photographed waterfall in North Carolina. The waterfall begins as two separate streams that merge before tumbling into a narrow rocky channel. Linville Falls has the highest volume of any waterfall on the northern edge of the Blue Ridge Mountains. If you enjoy discovering the timeless beauty of places like Linville Falls, be sure to subscribe and join us on more journeys through the heart of nature's wonders. The Great Smoky Mountains are a mountain range rising along the Tennessee-North Carolina border in the southeastern United States. They are a sub-range of the Appalachian Mountains and form part of the Blue Ridge physiographic province. The name Smoky comes from the natural fog that often hangs over the range and presents as large smoke plumes from a distance. This fog is caused by the vegetation emitting volatile organic compounds, chemicals that have a high vapor pressure and easily form vapors at normal temperature and pressure. The range is sometimes called the Smoky Mountains, and the name is commonly shortened to the Smokies. The Smokies are best known as the home of Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which protects most of the range. The Smokies are part of an international biosphere reserve. The range is home to an estimated 187,000 acres of old-growth forest, constituting the largest such stand east of the Mississippi River. The peaks are rounded rather than sharp, giving the range a gentle, ancient appearance shaped by millions of years of erosion. Along with the Biosphere Reserve, the Great Smoky Mountains have been designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Grandfather Mountain is a place of amazing biodiversity and scenic beauty that towers 5,946 feet above northwest North Carolina. A part of the United Nations Southern Appalachian Biosphere Reserve, the mountain is estimated to be 300 million years old, with certain rock formations dating back 1.2 billion years. One-third of the mountain is operated as a scenic travel attraction by the Grandfather Mountain Stewardship Foundation, Incorporated. While it is not as tall as Mount Everest, Mitchell, it offers more rugged terrain and dramatic vistas from its rocky summit. Grandfather Mountain is a globally recognized nature preserve and home to the famous mile-high swinging bridge. Formed more than 750 million years ago, Grandfather Mountain contains some of the oldest geological formations on Earth. In fall, its forests ignite with color as crimson maples, golden birches, and deep amber oaks sweep across the slopes in a vivid cascade. In winter, snow settles over its peaks and ledges, softening the rugged contours and turning the mountain into a quiet, gleaming cathedral of ice and light. Every contour of the mountain tells a story of upheaval and endurance, shaped by tectonic forces and the quiet persistence of nature. Grandfather Mountain is one of the most popular tourist destinations in North Carolina and is an invaluable part of the state's natural heritage. Winding through a landscape of misty ridges and open meadows, a river carves its patient path against the grain of time and direction. Its waters move northward, defying the usual pull of geography, through quiet valleys and over smooth stone, worn by millions of years. New River in western North Carolina is formed by the convergence of two smaller rivers, the North Fork New River and the South Fork New River. It is one of the few major rivers in the continental United States to flow north. The New River is one of North America's oldest rivers, created between 10 million and 360 million years ago. Some geologists believe the Nile to be the second oldest river in the world, behind the Nile River in Egypt. The New River is one of the state's least industrialized rivers, populated by relatively small towns and flowing practically untouched through many miles of bucolic highland terrain. In 1976, 26 miles of the South Fork New River was declared a National Scenic River by the federal government. Kayakers glide silently along its winding course, their paddles cutting smooth ripples through the clear, cool water beneath the mountain sky. Its banks curve gently through rolling pastures and shaded woodlands where willows dip their branches into the cool current. Mount Mitchell, at 6,684 feet above sea level, is the highest point in the eastern United States. Anthropologists believe the earliest inhabitants in the vicinity of Mount Mitchell settled there some 13,000 years ago. Located in the Black Mountain Range of the southern Appalachians, it is part of an intricate mountain system, featuring some of the oldest and most complex geological formations on Earth. In 1993, Mount Mitchell was designated as an International Biosphere Reserve by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. Mount Mitchell was the highest mountain of the United States from 1789 until the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, when Mount Elbert became the highest mountain claimed by the United States. Mist often rolls across its summit, veiling the surrounding ridges in soft gray folds that shift with every gust of wind. The air grows thin and cold near the top, carrying the scent of pine resin and wet stone as it moves through the high, narrow trails. Where ridges close in and forests darken with the sound of rushing water, a river begins its long and tumbling descent through stone and mist. Here, gravity takes command, drawing the current down in shimmering veils that gleam against ancient rock. Whitewater Falls, straddling the border between North Carolina and South Carolina, is a spectacular testament to the river's enduring force and beauty. Whitewater Falls is a series of waterfalls and cascades on the Whitewater River in North Carolina and South Carolina. Over the 3.5 miles course of the river between the two falls, the Whitewater River drops 1,500 feet and crosses the state border. Whitewater Falls on the Whitewater River is the last river in the Jockasee Gorge area just before you reach South Carolina. The waterfall descends in a thunderous sheet of silver, breaking into mist that rises like smoke from the dark rocks below. Each tier unfurls like a silken ribbon, its momentum sculpting the surrounding cliffs with quiet persistence through centuries. Even from a distance, the falls appear alive, their motion both graceful and unrelenting, a balance of power and elegance. This is the Watauga River, a mountain-born stream whose journey begins high on the slopes of North Carolina's ancient peaks before flowing steadily toward Tennessee. For generations, its waters have nourished the land and offered both calm and power to all who follow its winding course. Its current runs swift and cold, carrying the scent of pine and stone as it carves its way through valleys shaped by time. One natural feature that all park visitors enjoy is the Watauga River, which flows along the park's northern boundary. The Watauga River is a large stream in western North Carolina and East Tennessee. It is 78.5 miles long, with its headwaters on the slopes of Grandfather Mountain and Peak Mountain in Watauga County, North Carolina, near the trailhead of the Profile Trail. In many sections, the stream narrows between rocky walls, where the current deepens and grows louder. Amicalola Falls is a 729-foot waterfall on Amicalola Creek in Dawson County, Georgia, United States. It's the highest waterfall in Georgia and is considered to be one of the 7 natural wonders of Georgia. The name Amicalola is derived from a Cherokee language term, Ama Ukwalelvi, meaning tumbling waters. The falls, which are classified as tiered horsetail falls, due to their characteristic contact with rock surface, are the main feature of the popular Amicalola Falls State Park. The waterfall descends in multiple tiers, each drop forming a narrow stream that clings to the rocky surface. From base to top, the falls reveal the mountain's structure, showing layers of rock worn smooth by centuries of constant flow. The cascade produces a constant roar, echoing off the cliffs and creating a rhythm that fills the surrounding air. During spring, the falls swell with rainwater, increasing the volume and force, turning the cascade into a powerful torrent. Tucked in a wide mountain valley where ridges fade into blue distance, a lively town hums with the sound of laughter, music, and nostalgia. What was once a quiet stretch of farmland has grown into a place where tradition and entertainment meet beneath the shadow of the Smoky Mountains. Pigeon Forge is a mountain resort city in Sevier County, Tennessee, United States. Situated 5 miles north of Great Smoky Mountains National Park, Pigeon Forge is a tourist destination that caters primarily to Southern culture and country music fans. The name Pigeon Forge comes from an iron forge built by Isaac Love sometime around 1820. While Pigeon Forge once was a small farming community, the lure of the mountains brought more and more visitors to the area. You'll find Pigeon Forge is an all-American town with a wholesome atmosphere, brimming with family values and old-fashioned Southern hospitality. This is Pigeon Forge, a mountain resort city whose spirit reflects the warmth, resilience, and charm of the American South. It is a popular mountain resort town, as it rests on the border of Great Smoky Mountains National Park along US Route 441. Before it was known as Gatlinburg, Smoky Mountains City was named White Oak Flats because of the area's beautiful white oak trees. Surrounded by the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, Gatlinburg is only 2 miles long by 5 miles wide, with a little over 3,500 residents. Small in size, but abundantly filled with dozens of restaurants, packed with many attractions and shopping galore. The town's skyline rises gently, framed by forested ridges that seem to embrace it from every side. With over 9 million visitors, Gatlinburg is a destination you must take advantage of when visiting the Smokies. Knoxville is a city in Knox County, Tennessee, United States, and its county seat. Located on the Tennessee River within the Appalachian Mountains, it is the largest city in the Grand Division of East Tennessee. Knoxville had a population of 190,740 at the 2020 census, making it the third most populous city in Tennessee, while the Knoxville metropolitan area has an estimated 958,000 residents. First settled in 1786, Knoxville was the first capital of Tennessee. Following the war, Knoxville grew rapidly as a major wholesaling and manufacturing center. The Sun Sphere is a 266-foot-tall hexagonal steel truss structure located in World's Fair Park in downtown Knoxville. Knoxville is the home of the flagship campus of the University of Tennessee, whose sports teams, the Tennessee Volunteers, are popular in the surrounding area. As one of the largest cities in the Appalachian region, Knoxville has positioned itself in recent years as a repository of Appalachian culture. Lost coves are isolated inlets of land that were left untouched by the timber industry during logging operations of the late 1800s and early 1900s. Today, these areas have dense tree canopy and good growing conditions. The steep face of the cliffs are covered by the dense canopy of trees that thrive in these mountain coves. Tree trunks rise straight and tall, their bark streaked with lichen and shadowed by the thick canopy above. The air is thick with the scent of earth and wood, a reminder of how untouched these hidden valleys remain. In every direction, the land folds into quiet seclusion, preserving a fragment of wilderness that time has almost overlooked. Cradled between the rolling ridges of the Blue Ridge Mountains, a city rises where the river winds gently through a fertile valley once walked by early tribes. Its streets echo with the rhythm of Appalachian life, a blend of mountain resilience and southern warmth shaped by time and trade. This is Roanoke, an independent city in Virginia that has long served as the beating heart of Southwest Virginia's Highland region. Roanoke is an independent city in Virginia, United States. It lies in Southwest Virginia, along the Roanoke River, in the Blue Ridge Range of the Greater Appalachian Mountains. At the 2020 census, Roanoke's population was 100,011, making it the most populous city in Virginia, west of the state capital, Richmond. It is the primary population center of the Roanoke metropolitan area, which had a population of 315,251 in 2020. The Roanoke Valley was originally home to members of the Siouan-speaking Tutelo tribe. During the 20th century, Roanoke's boundaries expanded through annexations of surrounding Roanoke County, and it became Southwest Virginia's economic and cultural hub. Pittsburgh is a city in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, United States, and its county seat. Located in southwestern Pennsylvania, it sits at the confluence of the Allegheny and Monongahela rivers, where the two join to form the Ohio River. At the 2020 census, it had a population of 302,971, making it the second most populous city in Pennsylvania. The Pittsburgh metropolitan area has over 2.43 million people, making it the largest in the Ohio Valley and Appalachia. Pittsburgh is known as the Steel City for its dominant role in the history of the U.S. steel industry. At sunset, the city glows in warm hues of gold and amber, with the rivers reflecting the fading light behind its skyline of bridges and towers. At night, Pittsburgh shimmers with countless lights that trace its hills and waterways, turning the industrial landscape into a tapestry of quiet brilliance. As one of the fastest-growing cities in the southeastern USA, Huntsville can aptly be described as unexpected. Huntsville seamlessly marries the rich history of Southern hospitality with innovative high-tech ventures and cultural diversity. Huntsville is the most populous city in the U.S. state of Alabama. In fact, more than 100 languages and dialects are spoken in the city. As of July 1st, 2025, the city's population was estimated to be 249,102, a 15.9% increase since the 2020 census. Huntsville is the county seat of Madison County, with portions extending into Limestone County, Marshall County, and Morgan County. Huntsville is located in the Appalachian region of northern Alabama, south of the state of Tennessee. It was founded within the Mississippi Territory in 1805 and became an incorporated town in 1811. Rolling hills surround the city in soft layers of green, rising gently from the fertile valley floor that has long defined its landscape. At the edge of the Blue Ridge foothills, where gentle slopes give way to vibrant streets, a city thrives with the spirit of renewal and charm. Beneath the canopy of Carolina sky, its downtown hums with creativity, movement, and an easy southern warmth that welcomes all who arrive. Nestled up against the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains in the heart of South Carolina's upcountry, you'll find Greenville, situated just about halfway between Charlotte, North Carolina, and Atlanta, Georgia. Greenville's friendly, thriving downtown is buzzing with things to do year-round. Greenville is a welcoming retreat for visitors of every age and explorers of every type. Greenville is the anchor city of upstate South Carolina, an economic and cultural region in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Greenville was established in 1797 and incorporated in 1831. Throughout the year, the rhythm of the city shifts, but never slows, its energy pulsing through open spaces and intimate corners alike. The city rises and falls with the gentle rhythm of the hills, its streets tracing graceful lines that echo the surrounding landscape. The skyline, modest yet elegant, stands like a promise of growth, shaped by both history and hope. Snake Mountain is a mountain located along the border of North Carolina and Tennessee, east of the community of Zionville in the southeastern United States. It is part of the Blue Ridge Mountains and includes parts of Watauga County, North Carolina, and Johnson County, Tennessee. Imagine a giant snake winding its way across the landscape. That's how the main ridge, Snake Mountain Ridge, forms the border between these two states. The mountain rises in layered folds, its slopes undulating like the creature that lends it its name. Its dense forests blanket the terrain in a deep emerald hue, changing to copper and gold when autumn takes hold. The mountain's shape, at once graceful and commanding, gives it a mysterious presence that draws both awe and respect. Lake Hickory was created on the Catawba River in 1927 with the completion of the Oxford Dam, 11 miles northeast of Hickory. Lake Hickory was named after the city of Hickory and runs along its northern edge. The lake covers almost 4,223 acres with 105 miles of shoreline. Lake Hickory is a reliable source of water for the cities of Hickory and Canova and the town of Longview. The W. Kerr Scott Dam and Reservoir is a 1,475-acre artificial lake impounded by a dam located in Wilkes County, North Carolina. It is located on the Yadkin River system and is operated and managed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Scott Dam was completed in 1962 to control flooding that had frequently been a problem in the area. It was named for W. Kerr Scott, the 62nd governor of North Carolina, who played a key role in the project. The reservoir stretches across rolling hills like a polished mirror, its surface catching the shifting tones of sky and cloud. Asheville is a city in Buncombe County, North Carolina, United States. Located at the confluence of the French Broad and Shenandoah rivers, it is the county seat of Buncombe County. It is the most populous city in western North Carolina and the state's 11th most populous city. It has a mild climate and is built on an uneven plateau at an elevation of about 2,200 feet. Asheville is the eastern gateway to Great Smoky Mountains National Park and to the Qualla boundary, which is the home of the Eastern Band of Cherokee people. The city's skyline rises gently from the surrounding ridges, its blend of Art Deco spires and brick facades softened by the backdrop of endless green peaks. The buildings in the city center are a mix of modern structures and older stone and brick constructions that reflect Asheville's long history. Chattanooga is the starting point to Tennessee, nestled along the banks of the Tennessee River in a valley surrounded by breathtaking scenic beauty. It anchors the Chattanooga metropolitan area, Tennessee's fourth largest metropolitan statistical area. Chattanooga was a crucial city during the American Civil War due to the multiple railroads that converged there. Chattanooga is internationally known from the 1941 hit song Chattanooga Choo Choo by Glenn Miller and his orchestra. Its surrounding hills rise gently yet commandingly, giving the city a sense of protection and natural enclosure. The Tennessee River bends gracefully through the city, reflecting the shifting hues of the sky like a ribbon of living glass. Cradled among the rolling ridges of Tennessee's northeastern highlands, a city rises quietly between the folds of the Appalachian Mountains. This is Johnson City, a mountain valley community whose story began in the late 19th century and has continued to grow with enduring vitality. Located in the mountainous northeast corner of Tennessee, Johnson City is the seventh largest city in the state. It lies in a valley in the southern Appalachian Mountains, about 100 miles northeast of Knoxville and just west of Elizabethton. On December 1st, 1869, the town received a state charter and the name Johnson City. For most of the remainder of the century, Johnson City was a boomtown where businesses and industry flourished and the population steadily increased. The soil is fertile and rich, nourished by centuries of mountain runoff that keep the valley lush and green. The terrain undulates, with a steady grace, offering long views of ridgelines that appear to drift endlessly toward the horizon. Abingdon is a town in and the county seat of Washington County, Virginia, United States. It lies in the Blue Ridge Highlands of the Appalachian Mountains, near the border with Tennessee, 15 miles northeast of Bristol. Originally called Wolf Hills by frontiersman Daniel Boone as he passed through the area in 1760. Its terrain rises and dips with a quiet rhythm. The hills soft and green in summer and golden under autumn's fading light. Set amid rolling highland meadows, the town rests gracefully within a landscape shaped by centuries of wind and rain. Shenandoah National Park lies astride a beautiful section of the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia. These mountains form a distinct highland, rising to elevations above 4,000 feet. Shenandoah National Park preserves and protects nationally significant natural and cultural resources, scenic beauty. From the ridgelines, endless waves of forested peaks unfold toward the horizon. Every view from Shenandoah's heights feels timeless, a reminder of the ancient stillness that has watched over these mountains for millennia. At the meeting place of two great rivers, a town rises from the folds of mist and memory. Stone walls, weathered by time and flood, stand above the waters that have witnessed both conflict and rebirth. This is Harpers Ferry, a storied crossroads of the American past, where the Potomac and Shenandoah rivers converge beneath the watchful shadows of the Blue Ridge. Harpers Ferry is a historic town in Jefferson County, West Virginia, United States. Situated at the confluence of the Potomac and Shenandoah rivers in the lower Shenandoah Valley, it is the easternmost town in West Virginia, as well as its lowest point above sea level. Originally named Harpers Ferry after an 18th century ferry owner, the town lost its apostrophe in 1891 in an update by the United States Board on Geographic Names. It gained fame in 1859 when abolitionist John Brown led a raid on the Harpers Ferry Armory in a doomed effort to start a slave rebellion in Virginia and across the South. The park is long and narrow, with the Shenandoah River and its broad valley to the west, and the rolling hills of the Virginia Piedmont to the east. Almost 40% of the park's land, 79,579 acres, has been designated as wilderness areas and is protected as part of the National Wilderness Preservation System. This functioning mill was built in the 1970s using parts from several other West Virginia mills. The Glade Creek Grist Mill is a fully functioning, relatively young mill that is very old. The basic structure comes from the Stony Creek Grist Mill, which was located in Pocahontas County, West Virginia, and date back to the early 1880s. Various other parts were taken from a third mill called Roaring Creek Grist Mill, which was located somewhere around the area of Seneca Rocks. Fully operable, this mill was built as a recreation of one which once ground grain on Glade Creek long before Babcock became a state park. Cooper's Mill stood on the present location of the park's administration building parking lot. Set against a backdrop of dense woodland and flowing water, the mill stands as a timeless emblem of craftsmanship and patience. Its wooden frame, darkened by rain and years, glows warmly beneath the filtered light of the forest canopy. The completion of the New River Gorge Bridge on October 22, 1977, solved a travel challenge. The bridge turned a 40-minute drive into less than a minute. It removed the need to navigate down narrow mountain roads across an ancient river. The New River Gorge Bridge is the longest steel span in the Western Hemisphere. It is also the third highest bridge in the United States. In 2006, the U.S. Mint chose the bridge to represent West Virginia on the state commemorative quarter. Its sweeping steel arch appears to float between the cliffs, uniting both sides of the canyon with effortless symmetry. Kanawha Falls, the largest waterfall in West Virginia, is an important natural landmark. Kanawha Falls is a waterfall on the Kanawha River in the U.S. state of West Virginia that has been a barrier to fish movement for more than 1 million years. The waterfall is formed by a diagonal sandstone ledge across the river about 1 mile downstream from the confluence of the New and Gauley rivers. Water drops more than 20 feet at the falls, which cross the Kanawha River in an irregular line. This forms a formidable natural barrier, establishing the boundary between the New River and Kanawha River ecological systems. In a quiet corner of West Virginia, where the hills roll softly and the air carries the scent of mineral-rich springs, a small town has long offered rest to weary travelers. For centuries, people have come seeking not only the soothing touch of its waters, but also the calm rhythm of life that seems untouched by haste. This is Berkeley Springs, a historic haven whose story flows gently through time, much like the healing springs that gave it its name. Berkeley Springs, formerly named Bath, is a town in Morgan County, West Virginia, United States, and its county seat. The population was 758 at the 2020 census. In 1776, the Virginia legislature incorporated a town around the springs and named it Bath. Since 1802, it has been referred to by the name of its original post office, Berkeley Springs. It is located in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia and is part of the Hagerstown-Martinsburg metropolitan area. Berkeley Springs remained a popular resort area during the United States' early years. In a corner of West Virginia, where history lingers in the air and old trees shade streets of quiet grace, a town stands as a living memory of America's beginnings. Built on family legacy and early ambition, it reflects the ideals and endurance of a young nation taking shape. Charlestown endures as a refined blend of heritage and heart, where every brick and byway whispers stories of the past. Laid out in 1786 by George Washington's youngest brother, Charles, it early became the residence of some of Virginia's most aristocratic families. Charlestown, city, seat of Jefferson County, in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, U.S. Charlestown is featured on the Washington Heritage National Trail Scenic Byway. Brick buildings rise in warm tones beneath the soft Appalachian light, their symmetry reflecting the measured elegance of early American design. Between rolling Appalachian foothills and the murmuring stretches of the Shenandoah Valley, a city rises with the poise of progress and the charm of heritage. Its streets carry the rhythm of both industry and community, where modern development meets the echoes of a proud regional identity. The city of Martinsburg, recognized as the fastest-growing city in the state, is known as the gateway to the Shenandoah Valley. Located in the heart of the Eastern Panhandle, the city serves as the county seat to Berkeley County. The city of Martinsburg is proud of the services provided to residents and businesses and its recognition of housing and commercial developments. The city of Martinsburg is experiencing economic growth due to its proximity to Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, MD metropolitan areas. The Berkeley County Courthouse stands with quiet authority at the center of Martinsburg, its dignified columns and symmetrical facade reflecting neoclassical grace. Surrounded by leafy streets and historic structures, the courthouse remains a proud emblem of justice, continuity, and the civic heart of Martinsburg. Shepherdstown is a town in Jefferson County, West Virginia, United States. Shepherdstown was established in 1762, along with Romney. They are the oldest towns in West Virginia. It is home to Shepherd University, which adds a vibrant and youthful energy to its historic charm. McMurrin Hall stands as the architectural and historical centerpiece of Shepherdstown, radiating a quiet dignity from its place at the heart of the community. The building's graceful clock tower, rising above the town, has long served as both a landmark and a symbol of endurance through changing generations. In the 1730s, Thomas Shepherd laid out the town, and it was chartered as Mecklenburg in 1762. It was renamed Shepherdstown in 1798. The name was officially recognized by the state in 1867. Its streets unfold with a quiet rhythm, where centuries-old facades stand in harmony with graceful modern restorations. Thomas is a city and former coal town in Tucker County, West Virginia, United States. Thomas was named for Thomas Beall Davis, brother of Senator Henry Gassaway Davis. Thomas was settled in the 1880s with the discovery of vast coal seams and the corresponding arrival of the W.V. Central and Pitt Railway. Its streets trace the contours of the hillside, lined with sturdy brick and timber buildings that recall the industrious pride of its early years. It operates as a non-profit liberal arts college and is affiliated with the Association of Presbyterian Colleges and Universities. The school was founded in 1904 and is affiliated with the Presbyterian Church. The campus is renowned for its stunning architecture, featuring historic buildings like Graceland, listed on the National Register of Historic Places. It was the summer home of Henry Gassaway Davis, a United States Senator from 1871 to 1883. The gatehouse, once the entrance to the Davis estate, now serves as a charming gateway to the college, symbolizing its rich heritage. It was named for Henry G. Davis and his son-in-law, Stephen B. Elkins, who were both members of the United States Senate from West Virginia. The main structures stand with an understated grandeur, their columns and gables harmonizing with the surrounding mountainscape. The air here feels still and contemplative, a rare blend of academic spirit and mountain calm. The college's location in the Allegheny Mountains provides breathtaking views, abundant greenery, and a serene environment for learning and reflection. Appalachia is a region defined by contrasts of beauty and hardship, growth and decline, tradition and change. Its valleys echo with the songs of generations who carved their lives into the rugged hillsides and refuse to be forgotten. Appalachia reveals itself as one of the most unique and diverse regions in the United States. It's a place where the past and future live side by side in the quiet strength of the mountains. And so, Appalachia endures, timeless, storied, and steadfast beneath the endless sweep of its blue-green mountains.